Hello, everybody out there in Twitch land. It's Carlos A.S. Lysing again. I am the Dungeon Master for the first Betrayal campaign, a part of the Castle Entertainment Patreon campaign. Down below me, everyone, to introduce our players today, we'll have David Aho, who will be playing Arion, and Matthew Lazinski, who will be playing Brixton Beholder's Bane. Our other two players, Jeremy Brazil and Patrick Hope, are away right now on business, which is just fine with me because I've got these two guys right now at another portion of the world right now. This party is split, so it's actually quite convenient. David and Matthew, how you guys doing tonight?
Never split the party, but I guess we have to.
Yeah, never if you can't help it, right? You guys doing good today? You excited to get underway?
Yeah, it's been a few weeks.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited to actually get things going again.
No, that's right. Our schedule was a game hole, but we never made it.
Yeah, that's right. To catch everybody up on what's been going on for us, why we've had a couple session interruptions here. Myself and David Aho and Jeremy and Patrick were all at GameholeCon 2 weeks ago. Matthew, were just a little bit too late on the trigger with that one. Otherwise, we could have had a full on first Betrayal party there. But it's all good. A good time was had by all. At least I think so. I ran three brand new Castle Entertainment modules. I ran the Forgotten Library of Renette. I ran From His Cold Dead Hands, and I ran the Sanguine Labyrinth. All three of them were very well received. I was a little surprised that people. I think, personally speaking, I feel like the best thing I've ever written is Forgotten Library of Renette, but everybody seemed to love Sanguine Labyrinth and From His Cold Dead Hands the most. So I'm excited to present that one to you guys going forward. After that, we also ran a couple other cool things. I did a Wolves of St. Cuthbert session, which is for all my Castle Entertainment fans out there. It's an open, continuing campaign. I got to run an Avermeer one-shot for David. I ran so many things. I ran a Marvel Superheroes game offline. So there was a lot of stuff that went on during Gamehole, and I think everybody really enjoyed it. David, what do you think? Did you have a good time with it?
Well, I had a good time. Like I said, it originally started. The Gamehole itself was a little bit disappointing at first because the ones that 2/3 of the ones that I had signed up for canceled out due to some reason or another. And then my first playing session was one person out of the two that had signed up, but then ended up catching up and sitting in on one of yours where one of your signed up people didn't show, which did really good. And then I got the two, the Avermeer and the Cuthbert one, and my run session on Sunday, which I had seen nobody sign up for months, and two during the beginning of the weekend, and all of a sudden I say, well, it's going to be just like Thursday, and I had a full table.
That may have something to do with the fact I was promoting your stuff pretty heavily at the game. I was mentioning that if that players that were interested in my stuff, that maybe they should come over and they should see you. So maybe that had something to do with it.
Yeah, and I mean, every time I was trying to advertise it a little bit on the Gamehole site also, saying, well, I still have openings, and so on like that. So that
could have been it too. From what I understand, you didn't disappoint at all. I heard that you ran some pretty awesome games and that your material was really well received. Now, Matthew, have you ever been to a game convention before? Never? Are you eager to try one?
Yeah, me and my buddy Stetson are going to come down to one.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Maybe, have you now, Matthew lives over in Western Canada. For all of you guys who don't know his background. Matthew, what's the scene like there? Do you guys have any local cons anywhere near where you're at?
Comic cons, but not really gaming cons.
Okay. Well, that's a lot. I think a lot of them are crossing over now, here and there, because I think the people that tend to like comics tend to like games and back and forth. I'm constantly amazed at how many people I know that are in the gaming hobby that I start, for some reason, comics comes up and they are lifelong fans of the genre and how much they love it. I think it all caters to the whole fantasy genre. I think it's maybe a little bit bigger than everybody maybe sometimes gives it credit for.
Yeah, I feel like conventions are a bigger thing in the States than they are in Canada.
Okay.
They have conventions for basically everything down there where we don't so much.
Right, right. I think you're right. I think that we do tend to have a lot of conventions. I think now that as time has gone on, and I've become friends with some convention actual promoters and things like that, and it's a big money business. They make, I mean, for example, I know that Dragon Con, for example, I'm not a friend of his, but the promoter of Dragon Con makes 150 large, basically take home after every yearly Dragon Con. It's a big business.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
Dragon Con is this huge sprawling event that is it's crazy it's crazy involved. So I'm pretty sure he pays his dues to make that money, but at the same time, 150 large is no joke. I know I could get a live interior art for a book for 150 large.
yeah. And there's a lot of the Comic Cons have gotten a lot, with the cosplay and everything like that. Plus, you've got a lot of the movie stars or celebrities are now getting into
Sure.
the gaming end, so that's boosting that. So then that sort of crosses, I'm thinking too. So I think a lot of that is getting a little bit of exposure on both ends.
It's amazing what I see from a celebrity perspective in Dungeons and Dragons happening in the community. For example, I read just the other day, I don't know if this is true or not, but I read something on Facebook where they were saying that um, Vin Diesel actually taught Dame Julie Dench how to play Dungeons and Dragons on the set of the movie Riddick, right? And now she
I would
DMs for her grandchildren.
I wouldn't doubt it.
He's huge into the hobby from what I understand. In fact, he was one of the first celebrities I knew that was a gamer. But it just, I mean, Dame Judy Dench is, I mean, pretty high profile actress, and somebody I probably wouldn't associate with the game. So it's the crossover mass appeal is very, I think it's really
I would
good.
I would actually associate with her with some of the stuff that she's done.
Okay, okay.
I can see that.
I think that there's a lot of pushback on that right now too from the community. I know that there's a lot of people who feel like these celebrities are trying to capitalize on our hobby and they're trying to just open themselves up to new markets and things like that. So I know that there's a lot of people who don't necessarily find favor with their involvement. But for me, high tide floats all boats. I figure, if there's more people involved in the hobby, you know, there's more people who enjoy what we do. So it's fine with me. I really don't care.
Right.
So, gentlemen, are you guys ready to begin this week's adventure?
Well, heck yeah.
All right. When we last left our intrepid heroes, Arion and Brixton Beholder's Bane, you two had taken a boat along with Merrick and Sonny.
And Einar.
And Einar was with you. Right. All five of you were in the boat together, being pulled along almost like a water chariot by Brixton's familiar. You took the Solnor Ocean down the coast of Radek, and eventually you took a river that wasn't really apparent on the map and began to cut inland westward. As nightfall started to come to you, it became obvious that your familiar would not be able to pull you too much further down the river, and you actually got onto the north bank of the shore and were heading westward still. And your particular quest at this point was to find that tower that supposedly had some sort of a mage supposedly lived there of some sort.
Was it the mate? No.
Or were you heading towards the haunted town?
Magic items, I think.
Okay, you were heading towards the haunted town. Okay.
Yeah.
You were heading towards the haunted town. Okay, so you're heading towards the haunted town, the whole group of you. Night has just fallen on your group. What kind of precautions are you guys going to take? How are you going to set up camp, or are you going to continue to travel through the night? And Brixton, I also need to know, what you want to do with your familiar. And as for the both of you, please tell me what spells you're memorizing for the day.
That is what I am looking up right now.
Awesome.
I want Aurora to kind of, because you said there's a big drop underneath before it hits the river, so I want her to kind of search and see if there's anything that the civilization lost in the boats or left in the water. Kind of keep her eye out for that kind of stuff and wait for us while we go inland.
You feel this kind of a compulsion back to you through the through your telepathic link. As I mentioned, it's not true telepathy; it's more empathy at this point. That may develop in coming days, but as for right now, you feel something like she's already aware of something that's there that she's a little bit afraid of, but she is happy to help look for things down there.
I send back a stay safe kind of.
Mm-hmm. And you feel that it returned back to you. A little bit of a worry, because you sense that maybe she was feeling a bit through your connection of danger that you were in previously. And you could feel that she's a little bit concerned. The familiar is a little concerned by that. But anyway, you're done with that in pretty short time. Is there any spells you want to memorize for the day?
I'll just do my standard 2 cure light and 1 protection from evil.
You got it. How about you, Brixton? Or would you like some time?
It's the morning, right?
Yep. No, it's nighttime right now.
Oh, is this for tomorrow or for
Yeah,
today?
it's for tomorrow. I want to know right away what you guys are going to do for tomorrow morning.
Got it. I'll probably have I'll probably do haze, mouse, and change.
Okay. And for your first level spell?
Thinking color spray today.
Okay. For those of you who aren't familiar yet with Brixton's character, Brixton's playing a little bit of a weird hybrid of an illusionist who has access to a very limited amount of magic user spells based on his particular school of training. So for some of you out there who are following him, yes, he just picked 3 cantrips, and he also picked an illusionist spell. But there are more spells that he necessarily has access to than are apparent for most magic users. So for those of you out there wondering how in the world he's memorizing some of the things he is, it's because he's playing a little bit of a different class. As for you, David, were you going to say something?
I'm going to be basically reading white pitch, some oil flasks, and holy water. You said something about possible undead type of thing, so...
Mm-hmm. Einar, as you're readying your white pitch, looks over at you, David, and he says, Arion, have a care with that stuff. He says, we're surrounded by trees. If you if you throw it in the wrong place, he says, we may find ourselves in a situation we can't easily get ourselves out of.
I know. I've used it before, so...
Merrick just kind of chuckles to himself. He goes, what are you talking about? He's a ranger. Of course he's worried about that kind of stuff. He knows better than any of us how to deal with the woods. Indeed, but he should have a care nonetheless.
Right.
Brixton, Sunny comes up to you and she goes, what do you want me to do for the night?
Rest.
Okay. Can I show you something?
Yeah.
I learned a trick last night.
Uh-oh.
I've been going over it while we've been in the boat, but I've tried to kind of make sure you didn't see, just, so I can surprise you.
What's the surprise?
Watch this. She pulls out a length of rope, and she twists and turns it in several fashions, and ends up pulling out this beautiful sailor slip knot, the kind that you would moor a boat to the to a pier with. She goes, and watch this. And she leans down over a stick, and you just watch her twirl it back and forth several times, and just kind of whips around, and without even her touching it at the bottom, she just jerks it back, and It secures to the branch.
Oh,
She
that's
looks at you,
awesome.
and the eyes kind of like waiting for.
I don't have any treats, but I'll give you a high five.
What's that?
You smack my hand.
Oh, okay. Is that good? She smacks your hand.
That would be low 5 for you guys.
Yeah, it's a low five for you guys, but she's like, this is
We
the
do it in the circus all the time.
I've just been practicing the knots that you told me to practice.
This
And I was
is-
thinking maybe before bed you said we were going to start today about teaching me spells.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'm ready whenever you are. Ariane and Matt and Brixton, you're having these conversations with the members of your group. Night is beginning to fall. I want to know exactly what you guys are going to do during the evening. If you're going to take watches, if everyone's going to sleep together, what kind of arrangements you're making. You're just on the bank. You're on the bank of a river, as I mentioned, the north bank of a river. There's about maybe 25 feet of mud before it becomes grass, and there's about maybe 25 more feet of that before it becomes a pretty dense forest.
It's just forest. There's no hills or
No.
anything.
There are hills, but they're completely covered by forest.
Okay. I was just wondering if how much of a rise there was from the river.
There's some grade to the ground. It's not completely flat. In fact, it's grading upwards from where you are towards the mountains. But again, as even the foothills of the mountains in this area are covered by verdants.
Do I see any place where we could have almost like a safe camp area with a decent lookout in this? You know what I'm saying?
If you guys the area on the first thing, please roll me a 20.
11.
This area that you're in right now is too exposed as far as you're concerned. It's really, you could be fired at by missile weapons from the opposite bank very easily. Things could ambush you out of the woods.
Right.
Right now, there's really not a whole lot of great options. The best option to your mind might be to make elevated camp, like maybe suspend things out of the trees.
Oh, camp in the trees or
Yeah.
find? Okay.
Like a treehouse.
Either like a treehouse or doing something of the like. Now you're very adept at doing that, being a ranger
Right.
yourself. As for the rest of the guys, you're gonna have to show them how to do that.
As far as is there also like an elevated area in the where it'd be like a more of a defensible, not just in trees but just ground wise also.
Not so much. Not so much.
Okay.
What you're looking at, unfortunately, seems to be there's really no good options, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, luckily Wolverines are also very arboreal too, so that
Right.
helps.
And as a matter of fact, you can hear Tobias trampling through the woods, through some of the leaves over it actually in the woods, but he doesn't seem to be getting up into any trouble. He's just kind of sniffing around right now.
Right. Can he see me right now?
Oh yeah, you're in line of sight.
I can't figure where I put my sheet for my numbers, but signaled him to just basically do like a patrol type of attitude.
Well, obviously, you can't communicate directly with Tobias without Ilin being there. However, you get the impression that he may have understood you because as soon as he sees you do that, he starts walking away from you directly, deeper into the woods.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with Tobias, it's anybody's guess whether he's actually listening to you or not. But there you have it.
Right.
Okay, so we have decided that we're going to take our camp where now?
If you're suggesting by what we're talking about to go in the trees for the camp for the night, I'm looking for a big bole tree, so it's not something is going to be swaying or
yeah. You actually find a couple. There's there's a couple pretty thick ip trees and a sablewood not far from here that would be really good candidates.
Okay. Is there some decent branches? Good, a decent height up, but not far
Fortunately
enough
for you guys, you can make a camp about 10 to 15 feet up. That's pretty good.
All right. I explained to them how to do that if I possibly can. I don't know if I can
Einar
remember
is
that.
totally fine with it. Being a man of the cold north himself, he's not unaccustomed to such things. Merrick is a lot more skeptical of it. He's not really doesn't like being in the air too much, but after a little bit of discussion, explained to him how open you guys are, it's not that hard to convince him.
Well, he's so used to being paranoid about placement and being a target for
Right.
stuff.
Brixton, as you're having this conversation with Arion, Sonny just kind of looks up at you to wonder if what she should think of it. What's your opinion? What are you going to tell him when he suggests camping in the trees?
I was actually going to ask if I could climb up a tree and sleep in it.
Yep.
I didn't want to be on the ground.
Okay.
So I was cool with it.
Okay.
Also, can I change which cantrips I memorized?
Sure. What do you want instead?
I'm going to take Haze, to Delusion, and Noise.
Okay. You got them. Okay. Those will be the ones that you memorize first thing in the morning if you guys have enough rest.
Yeah.
The camp is made up in the trees. Are you guys going to take a watch, or are you going to just all go to sleep?
I'm gonna take a watch.
Okay.
I'll
I need an order.
I'll take first if nobody else wants it, and then whoever feels they want to go to a different watch or whatever, speak up.
I'll watch with Brixton.
I think Sunny and I will take first. That way I can get the rest I need for my spells.
Okay, that's fine.
Without interruption.
Einar says if I take the last watch, then I can have my rest as well, and I can gain my spells as well. Merrick just kind of shrugs his shoulders, says, I don't care if you guys all want to go to sleep at the same time. I'll stay up all night. I don't have anything to memorize.
You can be backup, sure. A floater.
I'll keep one eye open. Tobias,
All right.
meanwhile, is just kind of skulking around underneath you. There's no way that you would get him up in the tree and keep him there. He's too restless. So it's probably just better to let him roam around on the ground and eat.
Okay.
That's what you decide.
They are actually they actually go up in trees fairly easily. Though.
They do go up in trees very easily, but he also would want to go up and down and up and down and up and down like a cat going in and out of the house.
Oh yeah.
So that he's more into that wouldn't work so well for him. Right. While I'm going ahead, I'm rolling random encounters. Brixton, could you tell me if you going to actually train Sunny tonight?
Yeah, I'll spend some time.
Okay. What are you going to teach her?
Can I try to teach her the noise illusion spell cantrip?
Yeah. Yeah. So you're starting to teach her a cantrip. I need you to roll me a 20, please.
3.
Okay. You feel like you convey the information pretty well. And Sunny actually, she seems like she's absorbing it pretty well too. She can't make a noise quite yet, but you actually get her to the point where she makes the proper gestures, and there actually is. You think you hear like this murmur noise for a moment that scares the hell out of her, but really it wasn't the noise that she was looking for to produce or anything. She's obviously going to need a lot more practice, but you actually did make some really good progress, you feel like. Arion, as Brixton takes the first watch with Sunny, and you guys are learning and practicing and everything. After you're done with teaching her lesson, she is absolutely over the moon ecstatic that she actually did something magically, and she wants to know more. I want to learn everything. I want to be as cool, as powerful as you, and I want to be able to protect you when you're in danger. And thank you so much for teaching me this, Brixton. I really appreciate it. She just kind of hugs you around your waist, pretty much. And you think you hear her mumble something like "I love you, Brixton."
Uh-oh.
I'll pat her on the back.
Okay, you do. That was the end of your first watch. Nothing really untoward happened. Ariane, during your watch, as Brixton goes to sleep, you're sitting there with your bow up in the trees, kind of looking up and down the river. Uh, about maybe through the first half of your watch, really nothing unusual happens. Just kind of more, the only thing of any interest that happens at all is you see a log float down the river. Uh, More or less a branch.
Just a regular log.
Yeah,
or-
just a branch. It looks like it fell from a tree, might have hit the embankment and gone in. There was nothing really unusual. However, about maybe 3 hours into your shift, you're just kind of sitting there and you notice a firefly kind of flicker over by your head, and it kind of just turns and spirals around and lands on your arm and your hand. It just kind of is looking up at you and blinks a couple times, floats around again, falls down, blinks again. It's just kind of something that occupies your notice until another one joins it, and then another
This,
one,
this is not normal.
and another one, and another one, and soon enough there's like just over 20 fireflies, and they're all kind of in this spiral. They look like embers coming off of a great bonfire, swirling around, blinking and flickering. It's actually really pleasant to watch.
Do I sense that it is more of a distraction?
No, you
Like,
don't think it's a distraction of any kind. Make me a 20-sider. Tobias, meanwhile, you can hear still stomping around on the underneath your tree.
2.
2? You get the impression that these fireflies are actually being drawn to you because of your link to a nature god.
Okay.
And they're
So
they're probably just performing for you, to be honest with you.
Okay. So it's a good sense, not
Yeah, you get a good sense from it.
Okay.
Soon enough, anyway, they kind of flicker and float away, doing their whatever. That was pretty much the only excitement that you had, Ariane, during your shift.
Okay.
Brixton and Ariane, however, about
Thank you, 'cause they
halfway,
go flying away.
you go back. Both of you go to sleep, and about maybe it's really hard for you to determine at what time it happens, but at some point during the night, there's a little shove on both of your shoulders, Ariane and Brixton.
A what?
Guys, we got trouble.
Okay.
It's Merrick. Merrick's voice.
Immediately awake. As
Einar
much as
looks
I can.
over at you, Brixton and Ariane. He points down the river a little bit, and as he points in that direction, you're aware of the sound. At first, it sounds like whippoorwills, that a bird call, a night bird call. But then, as it gets closer, there's a chittering kind of noise that's added to it, like a wheezing kind of laugh. Einar looks
Okay.
at both of you guys and shrugs his shoulders.
Do I recognize anything that could
Make
be
me a
doing
20.
that?
Also, you, Brixton, make me a 20.
11.
18.
Okay. Neither one of you recognize it, but Merrick looks over at you, points Brixton at your parchment that you've got over by your spell book, and he writes on a piece of parchment in black charcoal in Dwarven, Knowles! Exclamation point.
Okay.
He looks back and forth at you, shrugs his shoulders. Tobias, meanwhile, Ariane, when you woke up, is nowhere to be found. You can't hear where he is.
A quick look at our stores that we have, in case you got it.
No. He's not up the tree. No, he's not up the tree.
Just you never know, but okay. I ready my bow.
Okay. Brixton,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Now, would I still have my spells memorized from the day prior?
Yes, you do.
Got it.
What are you going to cast? Or are you going to prepare something? Or
Just thinking.
okay. Lily takes a
Um,
dagger out. Or Sunny, I should say, takes a dagger out.
The noise is it coming from on the river next
No,
to
it's
it?
actually coming from in the woods, probably about maybe 20 feet from the edge of the woods, which puts it almost on line with you as it's walking towards you.
Is it
Okay.
advancing towards us?
Is it what?
It's coming towards
It
us.
is coming towards you.
Can I sneak down the tree and try to hide in the bush?
Yeah. Why don't you make me a percentage dice? You guys see Brixton go down the tree.
I almost think that's a better idea.
What'd you roll?
84.
Just, I don't know.
What'd you roll, Brixton?
84.
Okay. You see Brixton cover himself up with some leaves a little bit, kind of try to blend into the shadows. You're not sure if he did a horrible job or if you're just aware of where he is. It's hard to tell. It's hard for somebody that is watching somebody hide in shadows to tell if it worked on other people or not, because you know where they are.
Right.
Sunny, by the way, followed you, and she's going to try and do the same thing.
Oh no.
Okay. Sunny
woke
goes
her up?
ahead and she hides in shadows as well. Or tries to. Ariane, you're still up there with your bow, and as is Einar.
I'm
And Bear.
trying to how much room do we have up in this tree between all the rest of us?
There's probably enough, about 5 feet of room between all of you. Easily, an area effect spell would catch all of you if that's what you're concerned about.
That and just if the we're all using like ranged weapons, if we're gonna get in each other's way.
No. Especially not with Brixton and Sunny out of the tree now. There's enough room for everybody to negotiate. The bigger problem would be if they chopped the tree down or if they caught it on fire.
Right. Do you have an idea what side of the tree I'm on compared to?
All of you are aware of each other's position at this point.
I'm just wondering if I can shimmy down the tree behind it between us and whatever sound it is. Because I can't do it as well as he can, but I can at least use ranger abilities to maybe.
Okay.
Mask.
You're going to go ahead. You're going to shimmy down the tree, and you're going to try and hide a little bit.
Try to spread out, get a different vantage.
Away from the bank or towards the bank?
I am going to be going more up away from the bank.
Okay. Ariane, I need you to roll me a 20-sider, please.
9.
Okay, as you're shimmying down the thing, Brixton, as a thief, you're watching him go down there, and you're thinking to yourself that this guy stands out like a sore thumb doing this, to the point where when he gets down at the bottom, you hear the sounds of the chittering and the whippoorwills stop abruptly.
I stopped too, because apparently I'm hearing that.
You stop too. What are you gonna do?
Can I see them yet?
Nope.
Can I?
Brixton and Ariane, you hear next, after a quiet moment, the sound of figures some kind. You're assuming they're the gnolls, heading from their position, probably about maybe 60 or 70 feet ahead to the west, and they are moving towards the bank. However, there is another group that is coming towards you again. It sounds, Ariane, to you, in your professional opinion, like maybe 4 of them going towards the bank and maybe another 4 maybe coming towards you.
Okay.
Brixton, what's your move?
I'm just gonna wait, I think.
Okay, you're gonna wait in position. Sunny sits there and she waits with you. Ariane, your move?
Can I see them yet?
You wait for a little bit of time, and you see actually breaking out from the woods towards the bank There are 4 gnolls. They're all kind of creeping really low. They've got bows. They've got swords on their hip. Long, straight, hyena-like muzzles with those black ridged teeth. You can see kind of a darkish fur fading to black on them. All of them wearing leather armor. They've got the digitigrade legs that are just kind of creeping forward low, they almost soundlessly as they go towards your boat.
Oh, they're heading towards the boat.
Yes.
I thought we left the boat farther up the river yet.
Not yet, no. Now, I didn't hear anybody
Okay.
mention anything about that, so the boat's right over here.
Oh, okay.
So they're looking at the boat right now. They're kind of walking towards it.
Do I see any of the other ones that are the other group?
Not yet, but Brixton and Arion, please roll me a 20.
7.
5. Both of you notice something else interesting. There's something in the boat that wasn't there before. It's this big ball of fur about the size of maybe about 3-4 feet long, and it's kind of looks like it's asleep. And now it just woke up as the gnolls approach it real carefully and slowly.
That would be Tobias, I'm
That
guessing?
would definitely be Tobias. You see the gnolls that kind of are sniffing in the air to themselves. One of them points at the boat. The other one makes makes these fangs with his fingers. They shrug at each other. They start creeping closer to the boat.
Does it look like they're ready to attack?
It looks like they are probably going to attack, or they're going to try to figure out what to do right now. Now, in the meantime, you become aware of the other 4, and they are coming towards you through the woods. They're kind of fanned out a little bit, all with their bows. At this point in time, I need both of you to roll me an 8-sider.
All right. As I'm doing that, they're apparently aware of us somehow, or at least we know that we're here.
1 for you, Brixton. Okay. And Arion?
6.
Okay. Brixton, none of them are even remotely looking in your direction right now. Arion, they're kind of meandering more towards where you are, but they don't seem to be aware of you yet. At this point in time, Brixton, you have a surprise round if you choose to do something. What would you like to do?
Now, do I get sneak attack if I use a ranged weapon?
You would get a sneak attack with it, in first edition being called a backstab. There's Dungeon Masters handle backstab in a lot of different ways, okay? In my particular way that I handle it, I feel that as long as you have surprise on a victim, you do not have to rear attack them per se to gain backstab damage. So if you want to launch an attack right now, you would get full backstab damage.
Okay, and then how close? And then do I know if Einar and Merrick know about their location?
Oh, they're definitely aware of them. You can look up in the trees, and they're looking down at them right now. Einar has a crossbow out. Merrick's got his battle axe out.
Okay.
Brixton, you see them about 20 feet away. They're still not looking at you. What are you gonna do?
Can I cast noise behind them?
Yes, you
make
can.
it sound like a twigs breaking or something to turn their attention around so that everybody can.
Yes, you can. Are you going to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Brixton, you go ahead and you cast noise. Arion, you're watching from the side. You see Brixton kind of gesture around. Sunny gets this big smile on her face when she sees you do it because she knows exactly what you're doing because of her lessons earlier in the night. You cast it deeper into the woods. Sound of a twig breaks back there. All the gnolls turn around. The ones they're stalking on the boat turn around. Arion, you have a full surprise round. What are you going to do?
First off, before I make it, I can see that Einar and Merrick
they're preparing.
They're focused on the ones in the woods, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. I'm loosing 2 arrows at the ones near the boat.
Okay.
And I'm whistling to basically signal Tobias to go do his
Okay.
thing.
Go ahead and roll me 2 20s.
14 and 16.
Okay, roll me 2 6-siders. Same target or different targets?
Two different targets.
Okay.
Uh,
What'd you
double
roll?
6.
Okay. Arion pulls back his bow. You just hear that dull sound of the bowstring snap twice in rapid succession. The first one hits a knoll on the side of the head, and as it hits the side of the head, you see it actually exit out the other side. Gore just explodes out through his head. The other one hits one right in the side of the face, and you see it just go destroy an eyeball. Both of them drop to the ground. All of a sudden, the sound of whippoorwills are everywhere. This chaotic, giggling, laughing noise from all these gnolls. As you do that, Tobias jumps out of the boat towards one of them. And he locks on to one of their chests with his jaws. Blood starts to come flying out of the leather armor. He starts screaming as Tobias is thrashing back and forth. Brixton, what are you going to do?
Do I get 2 shots with my short bow?
Yes, you would.
I'm gonna shoot the other 2 that are in the. Can I hit the ones at the heading toward the boat?
It's going to be a harder shot from where you are, but you could do it.
Are they still surprised?
Yes, they are. This is part of the surprise round.
Okay, I'll try shooting 2 at the boat then.
Okay, go ahead.
2 20s, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many are at the boat and how many are in the woods?
4 were. 2 are dead.
I got 17 and a 9.
Okay, one of them hits. Are you shooting at the same target with both of them? Well, I suppose it doesn't matter. Are you going to loose your bow shot at the one that Tobias is on top of, or on a different one?
On ones that are standing.
Okay, that would be there's only one of them left, so please roll me a 6-sider for damage.
Four.
Okay. Brixton, you go ahead and you shoot your bow. It hits one of them right through the shoulder, and again, you can actually see it exit out through the other side. The arrow is actually stuck in his shoulder. He just screams painfully. He looks like he can't even use his bow right now. He drops it and is trying to fumble for his sword. He's screaming in Gnollish, which I don't think any of you have as a language. So he's screaming in Gnollish right now, but it's impossible. You do have it?
I know it.
Okay, Arion has Gnollish. He's screaming out. He says, you hear him, from the trees, you hear him screaming out. Meanwhile, Einar, actually, Sunny's turn. She throws her daggers at one's in there. She misses wildly with both of them. Throws her daggers, they just kind of lose them in the woods. Einar shoots with his, huh?
The Handmaidens 3?
Wrong one. Oh man. Einar, meanwhile, looses a crossbow, or I should say, Einar looses a crossbow bolt from his position. And I just rolled a natural 20 with it. And he puts it right through one of their necks, and they just drop to the ground, dead instantly. Merrick, in the meanwhile, dives out of the tree with his battle axe, screaming at the top of his lungs. He misses with the battle axe, but his weight actually falls on top of one of the gnolls, and they both land in this heap. They're starting to roll over top of each other. Now, there are 3 gnolls alive left that you can see. One's engaged with Einar, 2 alive. Okay? I need both of you to roll me 6-siders for initiative this round. Three. Okay, go ahead. What do you roll, Arion?
Do I get the dexterity reaction?
You will, but I need to know what you rolled first.
1.
What's your dexterity?
I get a +2 on reaction.
Okay. Brixton, you go ahead and go first. What do you got?
I got a 3.
Yep, you go first. That's an adjusted 7, so.
I'm gonna shoot
or a 6, I should
2
say.
of the ones in the woods.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. You lose 2 more shots, 2 20s.
I got a 12 and a 6.
Okay, are you shooting at the ones that Einar is engaged with, or Merrick is engaged with?
I was shooting at because
There's 2 left in the woods that you can see standing.
those 2.
Okay. So you miss with both shots. One of them hits a tree, the other one of them just sails clean over another one's head. Arion, your turn.
Tobias has got the only other one engaged, correct?
Yes.
By the boat. The other ones are dead, so up to the trees. 14 and an 18
Okay.
unadjusted.
Arion goes ahead and he shoots twice at one of them, the other one that's standing. Make me 2 6-siders.
5 and a 2.
Okay. He hits him twice. One of them on the shoulder. One of them looks like through the rib cage. He's still alive, though. He's just snarling, foaming at the mouth. Einar is reloading this round. Merrick on the ground is trying to pummel the one he's on top of with the butt of his battle axe. And he hits. And you see him just drive the spiked butt of it right through the side of his skull. You hear this horrible, sickening, crushing noise as he drives it through the side of the head. Sunny, meanwhile, throws her daggers again. Miss. And hit. Your protege, Brixton. Nicely done. She throws one of her daggers, and the one that Arion was shot twice, as it screams open, it goes right into his mouth, and the blade of it goes right through the back of its skull, and you watch it drop to the ground.
Eat that.
Arion, you turn back over to the boat. The Wolverine finishes off the one he's on top of. Tobias just tears the throat out of it. All of them are laying there dead now in the woods or on the bank.
He likes heart meat.
The ground is the woods become kind of quiet and still again.
Don't hear any more chittering or anything like there might be some on a third group.
No, it doesn't sound like it. You hear Merrick. I think we got him. He kind of says back. He's panting a little bit. I think we got him.
I'm going up to the boat and grabbing or looting them as much as I can, particularly for the bows if they fit my longbow.
Merrick, I'm standing up now. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. He comes back.
Can I fire a shot right beside him?
Sure, go ahead and roll me a 20.
If I miss, do I hit him?
Maybe.
I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
I think that's a bad idea.
You put your bow back, and Sonny just kind of looks at you like, I can't believe you're going to do this. You think better of it. Einar kind of hustles down the tree. Anybody hurt? Is anyone hurt?
Nope.
Where's the little gnome at? I'm right here. Comes over to Einar, walks over to you, Brixton. Meanwhile, Ariane, you're walking over towards the boat. Tobias is still dining on the neck of one of the gnolls. He comes over to you, looks over. Looks like just a patrol. He says to you, Brixton, Einar.
There's probably more somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure of it. He says they travel in packs. He goes, this would be way too small. We need to have a care by the end of the night. But more than that, I'm concerned about your spells. Did you get enough sleep? Because I know I didn't.
I haven't, no.
He nods.
Have I?
Yeah, actually, because you were first shift, you got 6 hours, so you're all right. If you would have been like a second or third level magic users, there's no way.
Cool.
So Ariane, you also got enough sleep because of your low level to actually be able to pray for spells. But he looks over, he says, I haven't been able to, so I'm basically going to be like Merrick today, unfortunately. I heard that, Merrick says. Hey, these guys got some loot on them. You hear he's over there already starting to pillage. Ariane, you're over with the other group of them right now, and true to his word, each one of them has a small either a rotted kind of fabric sack on them, or it looks like some bit of animal skin, like deer skin. None None of them really seem to have anything valuable on them per se. It looks like teeth and bits of bone. You see one of them has a bat's head in there, but nothing really too that
Oh,
too
in that little sack.
yeah too noteworthy.
Okay, so
They all do have 8 arrows though each.
I'm gonna be grabbing as many of those as I
All of
can.
them are handmade. They don't look like too much like they would have been. Like it looks to you like they're going to be barely flight worthy, but you could use them in a pinch.
If anything, I might be able to use the components to either make some better ones
Right.
or at least work with Brixton. That
Correct.
is,
You feel like the heads are very salvageable though,
yes.
so that's good. Brixton, Merrick ends up coming back to your position. He's got the 3 sacks in his hand. He walks up to you. What are you gonna say?
What's in the bags?
Nothing. Kind of throws them at your feet. It says teeth, bones. Looks like there's a shiny rock in there, but it's not even a gemstone.
I like shiny rocks.
We'll take it. I don't care.
All
I'm
right.
He goes, I did manage to grab some arrows off of them, though.
while they're doing that, I think if we can toss these guys into the river and let the river take them out, at least we'll get rid of some evidence anyway.
Sunny looks over at you. She goes, I'm so glad you taught me how to cast that spell. She goes, now next time I'll be able to do that.
Hopefully, yeah. That's
Yeah,
the plan.
absolutely. I'm going to go look for my daggers.
Yeah, can I look for my arrows?
Yeah, she runs off in the woods. You run off after her. Ariane, you're going to be on body disposing detail.
Yes.
Einar helps you.
Keeping an eye in case there is something coming up.
Yeah. Tobias, as you start ready to grab his nose, looks up and growls at Einar.
I'm leaving that one for last.
Right. Right. By the time you guys persuade Tobias to leave it alone, his entire face, pretty much from the hair down to the top of his chest, is pretty much devoured clean of flesh.
That's good.
Brixton, I need you to make me a 20-sider.
7.
Brixton, as you guys are walking towards walking around in the woods, there is something of note that you notice while you're looking for your daggers and your arrows. On the ground, there is a long, flat, black slab of stone. It's maybe about 3 foot wide, maybe 9 feet long, and maybe about a foot thick. It looks completely black it looks like volcanic glass. Sonny looks over at you, looks back at it, looks at you. What do you think this is?
It's a shiny rock.
I like shiny rocks too, she says. Ariane, are you going to tell any of the rest of the crew what you found?
Can I mean, I probably can't lift it, can I?
No way. No way. Make me a 20-sider.
What happened? 17?
It looks like it's actually fused into the ground.
Can
It's
I dig around it?
Yeah, it's easy to walk around. I mean, it's just like where no grass or anything grows around it.
No, can I dig around it?
Oh, you're going to dig around it. Yeah, you're going to use like a dagger or something to dig around it. You're going to do that. Meanwhile, Ariane, you've dumped all the bodies away. Tobias looks like he's pretty content with food. You haven't seen Brixton or Sunny in some time now. Einar, you and Merrick are over there by the boat. What are you going to do?
I asked him where Brixton's at. I'm just trying to get an idea where everybody's
Beats
at.
me. The two of them were looking for daggers and arrows out in the woods.
Okay.
Because we should probably sneak around and meet back up with them if we can.
Yeah. I need to regroup.
Brixton, as you're digging around it, what you find is this. The black slab is actually marries up to some stone. It looks like almost like a door, like a cellar door. on top
Yeah,
of stone. Ariane, you're
Am
walking
I
around in the woods. You see Brixton and Sonny on their knees, deep in the woods, digging around in the ground.
okay?
Merrick looks
I'm
over at you, Ariane, and goes, "Does it look like the kind of thing you want to interrupt?"
do I notice
ma-
that they're approaching?
Yeah, you kind of hear them approaching.
I'm making sure nothing's coming up around on the perimeter,
Okay,
but
so you're gonna make a perimeter sweep. Merrick
yeah,
looks over
I
at you.
want to
Him
get
and
over
Einar
there
kind
and
of
find
start
out.
approaching directly. What'd you find?
I tell Einar to wait. Stop! Don't step there.
Einar doesn't move.
And then I tell Merrick to come here in Dwarvish.
Okay. Einar kind of looks at you guys, just kind of slits his eyes a little bit. Merrick walks over, puts his battle axe over his shoulder. What the hell was that?
It's a door. Can you open it?
Can I open it? Can you open it?
That's
Of
not what I
course he
asked.
can open it, Sonny says, looking up at him. He's Brixton Beholder's Bane. He can do anything. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I could try. Says, wait a second. He goes, how come you haven't tried to open it yet?
Why? Last time I tried to open something, didn't work so well for me.
Yeah. All right. Back off. Let me see what I can do.
Can I check it for traps first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Now that got brought up.
Sonny
What's the
and Sonny does it as well. I don't see anything obvious.
97.
Nah, neither do you.
Yeah.
He's starting to work at the seam of it. Kind of working around, puts his battle axe there, kind of trying to pry it up. Ugh. Was it? I can't budge this thing. He looks back at you. Einar, is it safe to approach yet?
Yeah, come here. Come here.
He starts walking up.
Oh, just walk. Take a really big step over that bush.
All right. He does. He's staring down at the bush. What is it?
Don't worry about it.
Sonny kind of giggles to herself. He comes walking up. He sees the slab. Ariane, there's nothing around in the perimeter that you can see.
Okay.
Are you going to reconnoit with the rest of the group?
Yeah. Yes.
You do. Tobias is skulking through the woods. He meets you over there at the black slab. You see exactly what I described there. He looks over at you, kind of quizzically. Looks over at Brixton. So Ariane, what are you going to do when you see the slab? Looks like Merrick is trying to open it.
Okay. Is there any kind of visible latch lock or something like
None.
that?
He looks over at you as he sees you kind of looking at it a little bit weird. He says, "I know." He goes, "I think it's magically sealed."
I was gonna say, is there? Can I make some sort of check to tell?
Make me a 20-sider.
11.
Well, it's not like you cast detect magic on it or anything, but you do get the impression that this is the kind of thing that seems like it would be. Says, "Yeah, I can't budge the thing." Einar tries him as well. Both of them try. Doesn't move an inch.
I speak the Elvish word for friend.
Nothing happens.
I had to.
Ariane, what are you going to do?
I don't really have anything that would.
What if we dug under and went through the stone?
Could work, he says. Or we could just try and break the top.
It was shiny.
Yeah, I know, but there's no trap on it, right?
No.
That you know of, anyway.
I mean,
Unless
to me, this just looks like volcanic glass, right? I mean, it's hard, but it could be broken.
What's easier to break, stone or volcanic glass?
Oh, the glass by far. Ariane, you all right with that if I try that?
Just be careful if you want to try it. If you're thinking that it's magically locked.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I'm just worried that if knowing the way that some of this magic has been happening around here, fire-based, I don't know if I want this thing to blow up in our face either. But if anything, be careful with it if you can figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
I have
Takes
no idea how to go about it.
takes an iron spike and a mallet. He starts working around the seam. Looks like he's testing it for weak spots. Looking around it. Starts tapping on the top of it. Looks over at his iron spike. Looks back at you. He goes, "We're not getting through this." He shows you his iron spike. It's blunt at the tip.
Can I, since it's morning and I haven't memorized any spells, can I memorize Detect Magic and use it?
Yeah. You
gonna
cast
do that.
Detect Magic on it. What
Yeah.
you get out of it is there is heavy magic from it. And it is from the Alteration School. Very strong magic.
Alteration.
Alteration. Anyone else?
Define all as far as the school. Define that right offhand.
Alteration spells are something that makes something perform in a different way than normal. Whereas
Okay.
transmutation will change its shape. This tends to change its function.
Okay.
Matthew,
Yeah.
your first level spell for the day is expended.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Is
All of
there
you
a
are
way
surrounding
I can-
this massive slab on the ground.
Can I make an educated guess on how to open it? Not
Yeah,
really.
make me a 20. You can try.
While
10?
he's doing that, I'm going to look around this thing and see if there's any other kind of possible triggers or type
You
of
also
thing.
roll me a 20. Brixton, as you're looking at it, your first guess is it's probably been either wizard locked or hold portal has been cast on it. In which case, it will probably only open to the touch of the wizard who cast it, or it could be possibly broken. But the chances of it actually being broken, it seems like maybe the alteration spell that was cast on it is actually to reinforce the material itself and make it stronger than it normally would be. Ariane, you see nothing in the way of a trigger.
Okay.
However, as you are walking around it, there is a tree that is not too far from it that you notice is completely petrified, and you don't think too much of that until you get closer, and you notice it is made completely of volcanic glass as well. All the way up its shaft, all the branches, the leaves, everything are made out of volcanic glass.
Do I have the impression that this and that slab are related?
Oh,
Other than
absolutely.
just-
It could be nothing else.
I want to. I'm looking to see if there's anything that I can see on this tree that would be possibly abnormal.
Okay,
Other than that to maybe be a trigger for it.
sure, you're investigating the tree. Brixton, as he's investigating the tree, Sonny looks at it and looks at the slab, looks at it again, looks at you. She says, "Do you think it's contagious?"
Yeah, don't touch it.
She stops touching it. And Merrick kind of backs away from it when you say that too. Einar just rolls his eyes and just shakes his head suddenly.
I mentioned motion for Brixton or Sonny to come and maybe try to find a trap or find a.
Sonny
find some
walks
kind of-
over, and while Brixton's there investigating. Sonny walks over. She starts checking for traps on it. She looks over at you, Ariane. She says, this is like a really a big moment for me because you actually asked for my help to find traps, and that tells me that Brixton's teaching me really good that you would have this kind of faith in me."
Well, you're doing pretty good so far.
Or either doesn't have a lot of faith in me.
She's feeling the side of the texture. She goes, "Look, even the texture of the bark is this. Ow! She's a little sharp, but
It's obsidian.
well, yeah, but I didn't think that the ridges on it would be that sharp." Oh,
Does
no,
she
I
see a
can't see
little?
any traps on it, but I can tell you that this didn't happen long ago.
Okay,
Because, I mean, the glass would have weathered, wouldn't it have?
not necessarily.
Well, maybe.
I wonder if it's kind of a.
It's basically volcanic stone.
Uh,
It's not going to weather real fast.
do you
It's
need
hard.
anything else from me, Ariane?
Can you find a latch on, I'm still thinking there might be some kind of related, like a
Right.
latch.
Now, she didn't see anything the entire
Are
time.
there any branches that you can pull?
Yeah, she checked all that for that. Didn't see anything.
I wonder. There's leaves and little branches and everything like this on this thing.
Yep.
How thick are some of the branches? Real thick, or
There's one of them that's maybe almost like a foot thick, but for the most part, the rest of them are pretty small. Mr. Arion?
I'm thinking yes.
Well, I just want to tell you that now I haven't had a chance really to be alone with you since it happened, but I'm really sorry that my sister got you punched in the face.
That's okay.
I mean, she
Right.
didn't know what she was doing, and yeah, she didn't mean to get you punched in the face, I don't think, and I'm just really sorry it happened. I just
Never
want to
mind.
I want to apologize.
I've forgotten about it already.
Oh well, maybe I shouldn't have brought it up.
As she's babbling like that, I'm looking around. If there some good deadwood laying around,
Yeah, there's some good deadwood.
I'm gonna take a piece of this deadwood and knock
Tap on
off
the
a couple
tree.
of these
Yeah, you're tapping on the
branches.
tree. Brixton,
I,
you're watching Arion tap on the tree and look for hollow spots, look, investigate it, whatever. Brixton, while you're doing that, watching this, you see Sunny come almost skipping back through the woods to you. She goes, "Guess what happened? Guess what just happened?
What?
Arion called me over and asked me to look for a trap. Yes,
It's 'cause
me.
you're getting. It's because you're expendable. No, it's because you're getting good.
Einar just starts laughing when you say that, and so does Merrick. Just kind of snorts. Do you think that's really why he did it?
No, it's because you're getting good.
Oh, oh, I don't know. Sometimes
uh,
when you're joking, sometimes when you're telling the truth.
That's the point.
I know, but I mean,
It's
you're
it's a
like my
lesson.
master. You shouldn't say so. You shouldn't say mean things like that.
It's a lesson for you. Don't let people know when you're joking or telling the truth.
Yeah, your master's real good at that one. Merrick says.
Can I ask Merrick to see if he can chip through the stone under the slab,
Yeah, I'll work on that right now.
or is it just a strong?
No, he's working at it. He looks back at you and goes, I think I can do this. It might take me a while, but I think I can do this. He's chipping away at it.
Well, what if Einar helped?
Einar looks down at it and, twice as fast, I guess. Well, 1.5 times as fast. He's not a dwarf.
I mean, it's better than maybe he can dig and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
chip.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. Go ahead, Einar, start digging around this thing with your sword or whatever you got there and loosen it up a bit for me and I'll start cracking through. Einar nods. Ariane, you didn't find anything that seemed to be out of the ordinary with this
no,
tree at all.
what I was trying to do, I'm grabbing some of these pieces, and obsidian's, although hard, it's fairly brittle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of using these as possible like arrowheads.
Okay, you're picking it up.
Oh, I've
One thing
got
you do notice, Ariane, is
yes.
that the roots of this tree, one root in particular goes to the ground and starts to lead towards the obsidian slab.
Mm,
And you're getting the impression that it might have whatever spell was cast on it might have transferred through the root.
It was probably wood at first, and then some sort of petrification.
Mm-hmm. Einar, you're watching Einar and Merrick work on this stone.
I go back over to them and relay that particular observation.
Okay, yeah, you go over there. Einar looks up at you. He goes, "Be honest with you." He goes, "I don't know really how it was created." He goes, "I don't care how it was created. I just care what's in there."
Right. But I'm also thinking maybe the root triggered something and it ended up, whatever this magic alteration spell has kicked the tree the same into the same state.
Einar nods. He goes, "That would seem to make sense." Tobias,
Is it
meanwhile, has found a hollow tree not far from you, and you hear a lot of buzzing from bees.
Uh-oh.
he's
He's
got dessert.
obviously cracked it open. You see him. He's face first and eating honey out of a hollow tree stump. They're normal bees, and they're not really a big deal, but he's sitting there eating, getting stung left, right, and center.
Is it getting toward morning already or
Yes,
no?
as a matter of fact, the first light of dawn is starting to filter through the trees.
While they're digging, can I memorize the rest of my spells?
You can try, yeah. What do you want to? What do you want to memorize?
Just the 3 cantrips.
Okay, same as before.
Yeah, noise, toot illusion, and haze.
Okay, Ariane, are you going to memorize the same as your spells as well? Now that you have
Yes.
the a chance to take a breather.
Yeah, it's cure light wounds and protection. Cure light wounds times 2 and protection from evil.
Okay, about maybe 3.5 hours into this task, you guys are all memorizing your spells, doing whatever. Merrick looks up. I'm in. He looks in.
Cool.
I'll go investigate. I'm little.
Yeah, you guys are all kind of over by it. He's cracked out. Hey, what's up? Thanks for joining us, Lord Gasumba. We really appreciate it. Uh, he looks over at the. That's our good buddy Jay Scott over there, Lord Gasumba from Lord Gabbin's Peak. He's got some really exciting guests coming up here, including one Leonard Lakofka. So you guys should tune into his show when he's live here, coming up on. I believe he's up on Saturday or Sunday, if I remember correctly, tomorrow. But anyway, going back to you guys, he's got probably about big enough for someone to stick their head in there at this point. He said, "I really want to be careful about the way that I started tunneling in here because never know if we're going to trigger any traps or whatever. I want to make sure the structural integrity stays. I could probably make this wider pretty fast," he says, "but there's a smell coming up from out of there. I want you guys all to check out."
What kind of smell?
Yeah, go ahead, look.
I stick my head in the hole.
You stick your head in the hole. You smell, it's dark in there, first of all. There's a hallway. There's stairs that lead downward from the slab to a hallway. And the smell that is coming down there smells like old smoke and sulfur. It leads westward.
Which is the way we're going, right?
Yes. He looks over, Merrick looks over at you guys. I don't think, based on this kind of rock, what I'm seeing here, this is the same. This looks like mountain rock from up there in the border. He goes, "I don't think this is the same stuff that we were seeing in Raddick. The thieves' tunnels. I don't think this is it at all."
Okay.
What
Well,
do you
I
think?
mean, this is the direction we wanted to go, and we're looking for some hidden or something that might have some magic items and stuff. This would be a good cover for that. I think this is probably where we need to go at.
And
Well,
it takes
what I'm thinking is, he says, this thing runs parallel to the river, right? He
Yeah.
goes, "If this was me and I was a big wizard and I had a tower out there, I'd make escape routes. I'd make places to pop troops up everywhere coming out of the basement. Seems like maybe that kind of thing. Maybe it's a back door in."
But is this the wizard, or are we going with that undead? or
He
that
says, "Yeah." He goes, "I don't know." He goes, "Maybe this goes." He goes, "Maybe this
maybe
goes to that wizard's thing. I don't know." He goes, "Maybe it goes to the city. I don't know." He goes, "That's just me. What I would do."
right?
I just say let's go in.
I'm big enough that I could go in right now. Sonny says,
We wouldn't be able to help you yet, though.
"That's okay.
He's got this.
I'm brave like my master is. I'll go in." Einar puts his hand on her shoulder and says, "Gnome child, do you remember what bravery cost us last time?"
Yeah.
Ooh.
She just kind of looks up at him. "Yeah, I remember."
Are we? Could we get this opened up enough safely? I'm asking this. Try to bypass whatever magical you think. Try to open it up so we can actually get more people in there in
He
a decent.
there's kind of a quiet pall over the group for a moment. Yeah, I could go ahead and I could do it. I could widen it until we're ready to go. You want me to do
Let's
that?
take a vote now. I want to find out what everybody thinks.
I think we should. I should widen this thing. He goes, "First of all, you and I aren't getting in here at all unless I widen this thing. So there's no
Right.
point in even really exploring it." I mean, Bricks has stuck his head in there. He said there was nothing coming down there right now, right? So if it's safe for right now, it'll be safe in about an hour until I can widen it.
Right. I'm just worried. Yeah. That's fine.
What do you think, Brixton?
I think as soon as I can fit in, I want to go inside.
I should have known. All right, well, okay, I can work on that.
Yes, Sonny and I can go in while you're widening and make sure that if something's coming, if it's a bad idea, we can get out and hopefully it's still small enough for them not to get out.
Harry, I can tell you right now why he wants to do this. He wants to be the first in, so if there's any treasure in there, he can take it for himself. He goes, "This guy is almost as greedy as a dwarf." He starts cracking open the sides of the thing some more.
It's not true at all. I share.
Yeah, after you take the choicest bits for yourself. He looks over at your bag for a second, keeps cracking around the thing. Well, I think he should be. I think that he was entitled to that bag because he's the one that got us through there safely.
Sonny.
Einar just kind of gazes down at her again. "Yeah?" She looks over at you. "Oh, okay." Einar just looks over at you like it's a good thing you just shut her up. Ariane, you're Tobias comes walking back over to you. He's covered in honey and in dried blood. He seems totally happy with himself, pleased with himself. He walks over, looks over to where you are. Another hour passes by. It's now well on in morning. Brixton, Sonny looks over at you. She goes, "Do you think I should make breakfast for everybody?"
Yeah, how did I forget?
Well, I that's what I'm here for, to remind you of the stuff that's not important.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Right.
I also point out, just make sure there's not too much of a aromatic smell. We don't want to have anything getting attracted to it.
Oh, okay. Well, I could do that. I can think
And
of
make
some
sure
stuff.
we
I've
have
I've got I've got nuts and berries and things like that that I could just pass out. If you don't want
that's
anything
good.
hot.
We also don't want a fire and smoke giving our position away.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you right now, Merrick says, from what I'm smelling down there, he goes, "Fire and smoke." I think we got fire and smoke down there already.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you smell that sulfur? You smell that smoke?
Well, there's a difference between smelling sulfur and no.
Yeah, he goes, "I don't know what it was or is or what this place was." He goes, "But I smell heat." So anyway, in the meantime, Brixton, you guys are all down there. You're just waiting for him to finish. You guys all have breakfast. Sunny goes ahead and she passes out all the nuts and the berries and things like that. And soon enough, Merrick looks at you up over at Ariane, and kind of throws one of these. Yeah, he goes, I think this is wide enough for you now. Looks over down at you guys all look down at it. Him and Einar have dug down maybe about 4 or 5 feet in the ground now. There's almost like kind of a cutout around this stone area, and he's cut out almost like a door-sized area in there.
Okay.
Says, I think you guys could all get in here no problem now.
All right.
Ariane, can you make like a fake bush to cover this so that we can cover our trail?
You can make like a blind or a trap or a, something like that.
You've always had such good ideas, Brixton.
I'm also gonna do like almost like a tripwire around it in case something all comes in from that way.
Right. Okay, so you do that. You're starting to do that. Make me a 20-sider, please.
10.
Okay. Make your 20-sider. The whole area in there, it's you pretty much knit a bunch of shrubbery together. You cut them up and brush and knit it all together. By the time you're done, you feel pretty good about how it looks. You think it'll cover it pretty well. It won't pass under a close inspection, mind you.
No.
But you feel pretty good about how it looks. Okay.
Is that also covering up, say, like this debris and rubble that carved out of there?
It is.
Okay.
It is. So your whole group is doing all this. In the meantime, who is going to be, once it's opened, who's going to be the first one to enter?
Like we had to worry about that.
I'll do it.
Okay, Brixton, you're going to go down first. Is that correct? Okay. You enter this tunnelway. As I said, there's stairs that go under.
Yeah, can I check the stairs?
Yeah, go ahead, make me a 20.
For like traps and
Or
stuff?
a percentage, excuse me.
37.
Okay. As you're checking the stairs for traps, you notice that the wall on the left-hand side of the wall, if you were walking down the stairs, looks like there's a root from a tree that has grown through it and is turned completely black like obsidian. There are no traps on the stairway.
Cool.
Looking up from the ground, now from the stairs up at the obsidian, there's clearly a seam right down the middle of it that is not obvious from above, and it looks like there are some kind of magical glyphs on it. Turning your attention away from the stairway, the passageway leads west. And as it leads to the west, it has a slow grade that descends down in it. As Barrick said, there's a scent of fire down there, the scent of sulfur, smoke, but it seems really, really old.
Got it.
How far are you going to explore down?
Probably just about 30 feet.
Okay, you explore about 30 feet downward.
I'm gonna take Sunny with me.
Another 30 feet ahead, it's apparent that the area breaks off into a larger area. Are you going to go all the way down to that area that where it opens up?
Cautiously, yeah. And
okay, you start walking up ahead. You hear from behind you, echoing in the hallway. Brixton, talk to me. Where are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna send Sunny to go tell them to come in.
Okay. Ariane, Sunny pokes her head up through the thing. Brixton says it's okay to come down here. We found an area up ahead that the hall. It's like a big hallway, and it opens up into a larger area.
I tell everybody to go down in there. I'll come last, and I'll set the matting and whatever.
And the trap as well. Ariane, you set a tripwire there. What is it going to trigger? Is it a snare or what is it?
More like a snare, yeah.
Okay. Make me another 20, please.
9.
Okay. You feel pretty good about it. Set a snare in there. I need a marching order from the group at this point. Brixton is obviously at the point. Sonny is behind him, but what is the remainder of the three of you? How are you guys walking?
Who's got ranged weapons besides me? Is it-
Not me, Merrick says, but I think the rest of you got something.
Okay. I would say, see, Merrick.
You tall folks, though, back at the back could shoot over my head pretty easy. Actually, you
I
could
mean,
shoot over all three of our heads pretty easy.
that's what I was saying. Have ranged weapons in the back, melee up front.
Einar nods. He says, if you wish, I'll take the rear.
If you want, I can also take the rear too, because I can,
It might be.
Is it, how lit is it down here?
No, it's not lit at all down here. It's dead dark.
Okay, so he's gonna have a hard time seeing anything.
Einar nods. He says, yes, I will. He says, but, he says, as long as I am within arm's reach of one of you, I feel comfortable enough.
Okay. I actually, if he wants, I'll take a piece of rope
Hmm.
and
Perfect.
give him that and wrap it around so he can.
Yeah, he nods.
He's got
Says, that's more than acceptable. Brixton, you're up ahead of the group, and what you find is about 60 feet away from where that the stairs went. There's a large circular chamber, about 30 feet in diameter. Above you, it rises high, about 50 feet above into the air, has a domed ceiling. All right, that domed ceiling has to be only a couple feet below the ground itself. Your grade has been such, and the stairs have been such that it has to be that ceiling has to be very near the ground wherever it is. Okay. There is a hallway that springs away from it, going directly west, which would be straightforward, and then directly south underneath the river.
Mm.
You smell something damp coming from that south area. Still, you smell the smoke and everything coming from everywhere in here. It looks like if this area were lit somehow, you might be able to see something on there's like reliefs and stuff on the walls here.
There's what, sorry?
It seems like there's carvings and things like that in the domed ceiling and on the walls here, but because you're only navigating by infravision and can only see heat, it's not really apparent.
Can I see any heat in here?
No.
No. Can I light a torch?
Yeah, you can. You have any?
I do.
Okay. Ariane, you guys are walking behind, catching up to Brixton. Brixton, you see a torch light up. It reveals an area ahead that's a little bit larger. Brixton, you're standing in this area, and what you see is, you see four, from the four cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west, there are heads above the door. Stone heads that have been carved in, faces have been carved into the wall. Okay? They're above each of the hallways, except for the north. It's not above any hallway at all, because there's no passage that leads away from there. Between them, there's like a long railing all the way around there. And do you speak Dwarven?
I do.
Okay. It says the Dwarven Citadel of Farnagig is what it says all the way around it. The faces, as you look at them, they're obviously dwarf faces. They're all wearing helmets. They seem very the beards just kind of stop at the right before the hallways. That's what you see.
Can I go to the north one and search for like secret doors?
Yeah, make me a percentage dice. Ariane, you walk into the area behind Brixton now, and you see the area I just described.
Okay.
I got a 12.
Okay. You don't see it. You don't see any secret doors at all in there.
I asked Merrick if he recognizes anything about this area that he might know something. No.
Yeah, actually, I do. He says Farnagig was it used to be a settlement a long time ago, back in the before the war. It was that outpost basically we had. we're gonna make it dwarfs in this area. We're gonna make it into a city. He's looking around at the faces. Uh, but then the war came and we had to abandon it. You said there was a huge forge down here. There was a weapons making forge because we're gonna use it to turn out weapons and armor to fight against the orcs. He's looking around at the faces, but I don't really know what happened to it. We all lost communication right when the war started. Everybody was worried about their own thing. I heard it fell, but
Do you recognize any of the faces from your history?
no, that's what I was looking at just now. Because whoever made this, it looks like just general. No. He points at the one. He goes, "These are gods." He goes, "That's Moradin right there." He says, "Moradin." He goes, "That's Clangin and Silverbeard right over there." I don't know who this is supposed to be. He looks at the third one that's leading out towards the woods that you just came from. He goes, "I don't know who that's supposed to be." He goes, "But that's definitely Moradin." He looks over at you, Bricks. He goes, "That's the chief of our gods right there." He goes, "I don't know how much you know about dwarven religion, but
A little bit.
well, you're one up on me because I don't know shit about gnome religion." He goes, "But," he goes, "that, yeah." He says, "This is definitely, there's a story here." He goes, "I don't know what happened, but," he goes, "that smell that you're smelling," he goes, "that's definitely from a forge.
Which
Now
is
that I'm getting closer, I
where's
can
that,
tell."
where is that coming from, though? The west or?
It's hard to tell. He goes, "It's kind of everywhere."
What god is above the west door and what god's above the south door?
That's Clangin and Silverbeard right over there. He says, that's one of our forge gods right there."
And that
He
leads
goes, "And that's
west.
Moradin." He goes, "As I said, that's the chief of our gods." He goes, "I have no idea who this is."
So there's only three. I thought there was four faces.
Oh yeah, he goes, "This the face over here that's above the thing." He goes, "I don't know who that is either."
So which one's over the west door, sorry?
The west one is Moradin, the chief of the gods.
And then the
Clangin and
south one.
Silverbeard is the one going to the south. Arion, make me a percentage dice.
92.
You're pretty sure that Tobias might be able to smell what direction the smoke's coming from. If you could find a way to get him to convey the information to him that's what you wanted.
Okay.
I can speak to him.
That's right. I keep forgetting you're with it. You can
Mhm.
you're no, yeah. Go ahead.
Brixton, what are you going to say to Tobias?
Well, do I know that we're looking for the forge?
Well, we pretty much have come to that
Mhm.
conclusion.
Hey, Tobias, which way is that smoke coming from?
He looks up at you and says, "Do you know I ate some of the best honey I have ever had in my life about an hour ago? That was
I'm really
so
excited
good.
to
It was so good. And before that, I had pieces of skin and bone from those things that were attacking you. That was a little bit before that. Did you notice that?
I did.
But you know what I noticed?
No.
That when I was getting stung over there by bees trying to get that honey and getting shot at by those things that were attacking you, you weren't over there helping me. So it's
That's
really
not
weird
true.
that you want me to help you right now.
That's not true at all. I took out the one guy by the boat. I thought you had the other one. I thought you were munching on the other guy. You were just going to town.
I couldn't see, but I figured you wouldn't have helped me in a million years. But where were you with the honey?
Well, I didn't hear about the honey. I was looking at for this.
And yet you want help right now. Isn't that weird how that works? So now you want something out of me, but when I need something out of you, where were you?
Yeah, but you didn't ask me. I'm asking you.
I
Next time
did ask you all. It's not my
They-
fault you can't understand what I'm saying. Even this guy doesn't understand what I'm. He's got these weird hand signals now for me that tell me when he wants me to do something. I can't keep track of them. I mean, there's so many of them, and sometimes he throws up these fingers, and I don't even know what they mean. I just do something. So far, it seems like it's worked out, but I mean, I think he means well. I mean, but I don't understand what that means.
Well, I mean, as long as you're eating, you're happy, right?
Well, that's what I figure too, and he's good at that. He, I mean, he yells at me a lot, but he is pretty nice to me for the most part. And I really do try and do what he says, but
Well, you're a
it's not
great
always
little.
easy. I mean, I'm hungry a lot, okay? And
I
when I
can
get
tell.
hungry, there's nothing I can do.
Well, yeah, you can eat.
Well, besides that, and sometimes when I smell blood or sweat, something just happens. I can't control myself, and I have to kill something.
Well, speaking of smelling things, what about smoke? You smell
Oh,
smoke?
I smell smoke, yeah, for sure. But I don't know
Which
why I'd tell you it was coming down that way.
I don't know. No, you wouldn't. That
Yeah,
seems
that would be stupid. I would never do that.
no. But how was the honey? I'm really sorry. I wanted some of
Oh,
that.
it was so good. I tried. I was brushing up and down against this guy's leg, trying to get him because I got it all over my fur, and I was hoping he'd bend down and lick some so he could see how good it was. But he doesn't seem to understand me very well.
I think some of the blood shied him away from that.
Well, yeah, but he's used to that. I mean, he was covered in it the other day.
Yeah, but he doesn't like eating it, you know?
I know he's weird.
Right?
I know he's
Who
weird
does
like
that?
that. I keep trying to bring him back stuff too. Like I brought him back the other day a bunch of quail eggs and he didn't even notice it. I mean, I
Well,
didn't
did you
even
eat
eat
them
them
first?
beforehand. I didn't even smash them. I rolled them with my nose all the way to where he was sitting. He didn't even notice.
Well, did
And then
you
he got
did
mad at
you
me because I started chasing something in the woods.
well did you tell him you brought did you like point to the did you
No, I
know
mean,
what if he
I don't
just
know. Sometimes he says stuff to me and I understand him perfect. And so I figure, okay, he can talk to me now, but then he all of a sudden doesn't talk to me for a couple days straight. And I don't know
oh
what I did wrong. I think he's mad at me or something. So I try and behave, but I don't understand what to do. Then he throws up his weird hand signals, and I do stuff, and I think I did good, but he still won't talk to me. Like right now, he's giving me the silent treatment totally. Do you notice that?
I can I let you in on a little secret?
Is it about the smoke?
No,
Is it about where honey is?
no.
Oh, well, okay, I guess.
Um, he can't actually. He needs magic to speak to you. He
What's
needs something to
magic?
help him speak.
What's magic?
He needs to eat a certain thing in order.
Well, I'll just bring him magic from now on. What's it look like?
It comes in all sorts of shapes and sizes.
What's it smell like?
Smoke.
Oh, that's all you had to say. It's this way. We'll go this way. I'll go. I'll bring back some magic, and he can talk to me, and then everybody will be happy. I won't have to figure out why he's always mad at me.
Well, there's different kinds of magic, so we don't know if this magic will help him talk to you or not. But we're gonna try to find out.
I think I'll stick to eating honey.
Yeah, it seems a lot simpler, right?
Yeah, I don't get this magic thing, but if it smells like smoke, it's probably this way.
Got it. Thank you. What do you smell down the other way?
Water.
Just water.
Yeah, water.
All right.
And fish.
Do you like fish?
Oh, I love fish.
You
Oh,
hungry?
am I hungry? What did you just say to me?
Well, I mean, there's fish down there. Why don't we go down there?
Because I want to show him that I actually can. He gets mad at me when I eat things and when I kill things just for the sake of it, right? So I'm trying to show him that I'm a good Wolverine and that I do what he says. So if we find this magic, maybe he'll talk to me again and everybody will be happy.
What if he doesn't talk to you after we find the magic?
Oh, I don't even know what I'm going to do. I'll probably bite him.
Great.
I'm at my wit's end with this guy. I don't know what to do. Maybe I don't have thumbs. I can't throw hand signals up to him.
Well, no, I think yeah,
I've tried, I make my eyes kind of cross up a little bit sometimes, or I
it's
make my
sign
hair
of
stand up
signals.
on my back, but he doesn't notice.
It's not fair to you, is it?
No, it's not. And I did everything he's ever wanted me to do. I kill things for him, I hunt for him, I do whatever he wants, and he just gets mad at me. Like the other day, okay? Remember how I told you about the food and how I run over and I can't help myself? Well, I went into one of those. I snuck into one of those things on wheels that you guys came in, right? That we all came in, and
Yeah.
and I smelled something in there, and I thought to myself, well, maybe it's something bad. I'll protect him from it. And there was all this food in there, so I ate it. Right? I mean, that's what you do with food. I ate it. I ate it. I ate it. I ate it. It was so good, except for that stuff that was inside the metal. I had to gnaw through that. I think I cut my lip. But anyway, I ate it. I ate it, and then he comes in and he starts yelling at me. I
Well, because
looked at him. I tried to tell him I'm just protecting you, and he won't talk to me. All he does is he just blah 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 that language I don't understand. He makes all
yeah.
these sounds. I can tell he's mad at me.
Well, he was. You ate our food. It wasn't your food. It was our food.
No, 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 no. That's not how this works. He goes, because he told me that we're all on the same team, that we're all together. So that was our food, right?
Yeah, but you have to share.
What's that mean?
It means where you save some for other people.
Oh,
Like
like
you
you
do
did
when you
with,
put,
if I had cubs or something.
yeah, or if you had honey on your fur and you wanted him to lick it. If you eat too much of it, then he's mad because he can't eat any of it.
So I should save stuff.
Yeah, because think about it. What if,
Do you think we could go down the river and get that thing I ate and I could drag it out and give him some and he wouldn't be mad at me?
well,
I ate most of
maybe
its face, but I left the balls.
we
And
should,
those are soft and they're pretty good.
yeah, I'm sure he would enjoy them a lot.
Oh, I'll run back, I'll get them right now.
No. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're gonna focus on this first because we're here.
What are we focusing on again?
Making magic.
What's magic again?
It's kind of like food.
Food. So, oh, that's the stuff that'll let me talk to him.
Yeah,
I remember. People say Wolverines are stupid, but I remembered.
great, great.
Um,
I gotta go talk to him now, so I'll be right back.
okay, you know what? Your pup over here, I'll talk to her because she can talk to me too, I noticed.
Yeah, we're both kind of magic. So.
Wait, so if I eat you, I can talk to him?
No, no.
Oh,
And
you're
don't
not
even
that right
think
kind
about
of magic.
trying.
You said there was a lot of kinds of magic.
Yeah, there are.
Oh. Like there's different kind of berries.
Yes.
Oh. Oh,
There's
well,
good.
you know what? I ate something different too the other day from him that he told me to eat, and it tasted totally different than that thing I ate yesterday.
Was it really good?
Nah, not so much. It was kind of tough and chewy, but I ate it anyway.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, you don't want to let it go to waste. But now that I know, I'll bring him back some from now on.
Yeah. Got it.
Hey, man, you're not so bad. Thank you for teaching me all this stuff. I hope I can remember it past stuff. What were we talking about
Well,
again?
if you forget, we can just have another chat.
Oh, yeah. Because he won't talk to me. He's mad at me all the time. So
Well, he's not talking to you because he's mad at you. It's because something's got his tongue.
something ate his tongue. I'll kill it. What ate his tongue?
Oh, look, Sunny's calling you. She wants to scratch your back.
Oh yeah. Your cub's pretty cool. I'll talk to her. But you got to tell me what ate his tongue, because I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill the hell out of it.
I will.
Oh,
By the way, Ariane, this entire time, all you've heard is Brixton and Tobias growling back and forth at each other. As he turns away from Tobias, he looks over at you, and Tobias looks like he's about ready to kill something right now. He goes over, he starts talking to Sonny, and Sonny and him are growling back and forth. Einar just looks at it like mesmerized at this conversation, and Merrick looked bored more than anything. So what'd the Wolverine tell you?
Oh my God, that thing can talk
I heard that.
and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
And eat
Anyway,
and eat and eat.
yeah, so water and fish are down that way. Forge is down that way. And I told him that he thinks you're mad at him because you stopped talking to him. And I told him we need magic to do that. And I told him that magic's a kind of food. food, so now he's looking for magic food for you. Um, I just hope he forgets half the conversation. But he's gonna start bringing you things. If he brings you things that you don't want, just eat it and pretend you like it. Right? It might be knoll nuts or something. I'm not sure.
Hey, bird guy. Bird guy. Yeah, I'm looking at you. You got the feathers on your head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we gonna get this magic or what? What's the holdup?
Yeah. Let's go. I'm gonna. Tobias wants to go, so we should get going.
Oh, so Tobias is in charge of the party now. That makes me feel better.
I just don't want to deal with him.
Merrick says, I'm glad I can't speak burrowing animal or whatever the hell you speak.
But Arion, do you have dark vision?
Yeah, I've got infravision.
Does Einar doesn't?
The only one that doesn't have it is going to be Einar.
Einar looks over at you and goes, well, since you've got that torch lit right over there, Brixton, I shouldn't need it.
No, but I want to stay. Can I stay in front of the torchlight?
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that way I can kind of sneak.
Arion, it seems to you like Tobias wants to hang out with Brixton right now. He's very interested in whatever's ahead of you.
That's more than fine. He's
Sonny, you, and Tobias are at the front of the group, Brixton. The marching order is still intact for the rest of the party.
We're the three best friends that anybody could have.
Three Stooges. Which one's which?
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh,
I think Tobias is curly for sure. That makes Brixton Mo, and that makes Larry.
Are you sure he's not Larry?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. No, he's in charge of these three idiots, so he's Mo. Okay, so you're going to continue down the hallway?
Yeah.
Okay. Brixton, Arion, you guys continue down the hallway, skulking, working your way down the hallway. The grade is continuing to go downward. Brixton, make me a percentage dice check.
40.
Okay. You're no, you don't see any traps the whole way. You don't see any secret doors, anything. Nothing seems to strike at you. The hallway continues down. You figure you're probably about 100 feet underground right now. By the time you reach an area that you could actually see something ahead, and when you do see something ahead, you see another circular room, just like the one that you broke into before. Another circular area. Do you enter it?
Yeah, I kind of slowly enter, look up, look around.
Okay. When you look up around, it's hard to tell what is there again because your infravision is only revealing heat signatures. It's not really, and everything around you is relatively cold. For the exception of now, if you look to the west, you see kind of something is warmer to the west. I mean to the south, excuse me, underneath where the fishy smell was towards
earlier.
Yeah, Arion, as you guys walk into the room and catch up to him, the light from the torch reveals an entire area just like the one before.
Okay.
To the south, or to the west, I should say, written around the wall, you can see two Farligig Forge written over there on the wall, right over where the image of the face of Clangeddin Silverbeard is. Where Boradin is, it says, to the human settlement of Voleg.
Okay. Is that when we were having discussion in the...
Yes, that is the one that you were talking about before.
That is where we needed to be, where we were trying to get to?
Yeah. You see Merrick look over at them, and he says, I didn't know they were in contact with a human settlement. He goes, looks over at you and says, that would have been treason, actually, during the war. He goes, they were supposed to be dark. They weren't supposed to let anybody know they existed. Because we were turning weapons out from them. This is supposed to be our thing. Because if they were talking to humans, they were, yeah, something was going on here that I don't know about.
Well, let's say we get you some new armor at that forge.
Yeah, yeah. He goes, but I don't know which way to go. He goes, do we go towards the forge where we were making armor, or do we go towards this human city that you guys were talking about?
Well, I think we're gonna go to both. So
Hey, I don't know where you want to go, but I know where I want to go, Tobias says. And the smell of the magic is coming from there. He is looking down the hallway towards the south, the one where the forge clearly was.
where the forge was.
Yeah. He goes,
Yeah.
I definitely smell magic down there.
Tobias says there's magic that way.
It's real close. And by that he means smoke. No, I said magic. He tells he tells
I thought that's to the south. I thought you said that the forge was to the west.
oh, it was down this way. He goes, but he goes, it came from this way, and then now I can smell it that way.
Well, let's.
This way's definitely people. I can smell them. In fact, they're still around. Wait, no, that's not a person. I smell. It smells like what I ate the other day.
And that's under Silverbeard.
No, that's this way. Straight ahead. That's what I smell. I go this way, I still smell the magic. This way, I smell that thing I ate the other day.
Got it. So I say Knowles this way, smoke this way.
Which way was the way to this particular city again?
That's where the knolls would be.
Okay.
I say we follow the smoke for now. But
He
that's
goes,
just
we
me.
definitely need to smoke to go where the smoke is. Because I'm sick and tired of him not being able to understand me.
Can he understand me when I speak common?
No.
No, hey? All right.
No, he just assumes you're talking to him all the time now.
Got it. Got it. Because we're best friends.
Right.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm starting to get kind of hungry. You got anything on you?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I don't feed you.
No one else here talks to me besides your pup.
So?
Well, do you have anything to eat or not? I smell something in your pockets. You got them dried fruits and nuts that he tries to give me sometimes. When he's yelling at me, he doesn't want me to do something bad. He gives it to me sometimes because he thinks it'll shut me up.
He gives you fruit and nuts?
Yeah, I don't really like them much, but I eat them anyway. Just to show him, that we're still buddies.
I understand.
And he kind of raised me from when I was real small. I don't remember it very well, but he was kind of like my mom and dad. And even though he smells funny and he isn't very hairy, I kind of owe him something, I mean, I feel like he's been really nice to me, even though he yells at me a lot. It's why I put up with it and don't bite him.
That probably would be for
or musk him.
Yeah. Nobody likes that.
No, well, I like doing it myself, but I can't do it to him.
Can you musk? Because no, maybe no. Never mind.
You don't want him to do that.
Anyway, we're gonna go to this magic, right?
Yeah.
Good. Because I got stuff I want to tell him.
Okay, well, if you lead the way, I'm sure he'll follow.
Okay, well, I'll start walking down here then. If I see anything, I'm gonna bite the hell out of it because I'm starting to get pretty hungry.
Good plan.
Oh, by the way, I'm sorry in advance if I do something dumb or bad because when I get hungry, I do bad things sometimes.
Don't do bad things.
Well, I can't help myself, like I told you. I can't help it. It comes over me. I don't know what to do. Oh, I should be quiet now? Hey, you know what he does when he wants me to be quiet? He holds up a fist, like this, like I can't do it because I don't have thumbs, but he holds up a fist
Like
and,
this?
and then he looks at me, like gives this real. Has that mask thing on his face now. You can't really see what his face is doing, but I can see his eyes kind of slit. And he holds up a fist, and that's when he wants me to be quiet. So I do. I figured that part out. He keeps walking down the hallway. Uh, Sonny looks over at you, Arion, and she says, "You two have a pretty complicated relationship, don't you?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that. All I hear is a bunch of growling myself, Einar says. So
Oh,
you begin to head down the south tunnel. As you begin to head down the south tunnel, um, you begin to see some kind of a bluish glow ahead of you. It's real subtle and it's very faint. The glow, but it's kind of bluish, kind of glowing.
Okay.
Are you going to continue down the way, Brixton?
yeah.
Is
Can I make out anything of it?
I'm smelling water again.
Okay. Stealthily, quietly.
Yeah. Like the fist. So you continue down the way, and this is what you see. The hallway, as you go downward, the entire top of it, the stone stops, and it turns into glass. From beneath it, you can look up and you can see the river, the water of the river, going over your
Okay.
head.
That's cool.
All around the seam of the glass, you see little drips of water hitting the ground. It's pooled up on the floor there.
Now, does that look like condensation dripping, or is
No,
that
it
more
looks like the seam has failed in places, but not so much that it's doused the floor.
right? How
Merrick looks
how
up at it, says that's definitely magical. He goes, because if it was natural, he goes, first of all, it'd cling to the wall here. It'd roll down the wall. It wouldn't just drop straight. Second of all, he goes, there's too much water weight on there if that's glass.
how long of a stretch is it? I mean, how wide is the river?
It's about maybe 100 feet long. And he looks over at you. He says, so what this is telling me, he goes, I'm looking at the stone here. He goes, this is pretty old. He goes, maybe a couple 100 years, 300 years old. He goes, this is failing magic. If we don't go down here now, I can't tell you that in a week from now that this is still going to work.
Right.
Brixton, as you're looking up at it, you're actually of the same opinion, magically speaking. As a matrix, the spell matrix, you can't really see it visually because you haven't cast detect magic or anything, but it seems consistent with how it would work. A spell like this would work.
Yeah.
Continue on underneath the glass.
Yeah.
You
I
see a
say the same.
fish swim underneath it, over top of you.
I point up.
Does it look like this is
his attention.
Oh yeah, I see it, but I'm not going to eat nothing yet because, like I said, I'm trying to prove myself. But man, that thing looks really good. Can you hear? Can you hear my stomach right now? Oh, I can't believe you can't hear my stomach.
is this going straight across river, or is it going downstream, or sort of
It's going
cross?
downstream. It's going downstream.
Okay.
Okay. Continue on down the hallway. Continue
Sure.
on down the hallway. The smell of smoke, Brixton, Arion, is getting stronger and stronger. The scent of kind of a burning, like a kind of a sulfury smell is getting stronger. The scent of burning metal is starting to become stronger to you as well. And it is clear to you that whatever has made it is still functioning.
Okay.
He says, Tobias looks at you, Brixton, and says, I know there's something ahead. I can kind of just feel it. Can you feel it? Does it feel weird to you?
Do I feel weird?
No, can you feel that there's something ahead?
No, sorry, I'm asking.
Everybody
Do I?
else looks at you, Ariane, you too. Nobody else feels it.
Okay.
No, I smell like dead skin and stuff.
Uh,
What? Don't tell me
Great.
you didn't bring any food.
what?
That's the only kind of reason why you'd make a reaction like that is you forgot the food at the boat.
I did. I did forget.
Oh no.
I'm relying on you to share.
Well, I'm gonna have to hunt these whatever is ahead of us. Then I don't want the big guy to starve or anything.
I think we all have to hunt these.
Well, yeah, but you just taught me a lesson about the sharing thing, and I don't know about that, but I'm gonna try it out and see if it works.
Um, there's dead things ahead.
You say that out loud in common.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Sonny just looks at you, just kind of like shudders. Einar loads up his crossbow. He pulls out a vial of holy water. He says, "I'm prepared to meet them head on."
Sweet.
I have a question for you, Carlos.
Yeah,
How that white pitch? What is the base on that? Is it water base, oil base?
oil based.
Damn it. Okay.
So you're continuing on down the hallway further, or are you going to stop right here? What are you going to do? Brixton, you're the lead of the group, so you tell me.
I'm gonna at least well, if they're dead, I won't be able to see them on infravision, will I?
No,
I say,
not unless there's a very hot backdrop that they're up against.
and then yeah, I gotcha. Well, I'll sneak ahead and see what I can see.
Percentage dice for me, Ariane. What are you going to do?
He said that there's
Dead things ahead.
dead things ahead.
What'd you roll,
Did I
Brixton?
have
35.
Okay, what are you doing, Ariane?
polishing up the old unicorn for one,
Okay,
and getting the holy water and white pitch out,
okay.
and be
Both
wearing
you
the,
and Einar have your holy symbols out. He has a whole flask of holy water in his hand. You have white pitch as you go down towards this scent of dead things.
do we still have this river above us?
You
Or
do
we
have the
underneath?
river above you.
Okay.
What will you do?
Whoa.
Yeah. For some reason, everything just restarted on me there. But the good news is everything is fine. I just have to move your pictures into position again.
All I saw was two Brixtons there for a second.
Oh, I know. It was a horrible dream, wasn't it?
I cast mirror image.
Okay,
Especially
we're back in the game, guys. I don't know exactly what happened there, but something strange happened. The network has been acting very, very weird here lately. Anyway, so you're going towards the scent.
Right.
Am I to understand that correctly?
That's what I'm under the assumption too.
Okay. As you begin towards the scent, you see a large door there. It's made out of metal. Okay. On it are some kind of faces that have been imprinted into the metal, but the door is wide open. Beyond it, you see a large area. You see what looks like 5 or 6 skeletal dwarven bodies standing there. And they all turn towards you with swords in their hand. In the midst of all of them is a tall figure, human, clearly, hooded, long, straight red hair, female, staff in her hand. She looks over behind you, kind of smirks a little bit, and she says to you, I wasn't expecting guests.
What was the witch's name that was with Captain Caverick?
That was with who?
Caverick.
Oh, that was Henry Caverick. That would be Calissa and Trotty that was over there.
No, but who do we know who wrote the journal? Did they write the witch's name in the
Oh
journal?
yeah. No, you don't know. You don't have that name. She looks over back and she goes, I wasn't expecting guests. The skeletal dwarves all start to walk up in front of her. She looks over at you. She says, tell me, guests. She goes, these are the dead things. These are the dead things I was hearing. I was smelling. So tell me, my guests. She points her staff at all of you. Are you my friends or are you my foes?
I like to think friends.
What are your names? All of you, speak quickly.
Well, they call me Rixton Beholder's Bane.
Quite an appellation. Why do beholders have cause to fear you? It's because he's the greatest illusionist that ever lived. She looks over at you. Looks down at Sonny. Looks at Tobias. Looks back. Kind of gives a little smile. The greatest illusionist that ever lived, huh?
I'm really good at making people believe things.
And you, back there, come to the light. She looks over at you, Arion. Over at Einar.
Who's addressing me?
She puts her sword down, or her staff down at her side. Looks over at you. I asked you first. It's impolite to answer a question with a question. She smiles slightly.
Name is Arian. Who are you?
Doesn't ring a bell. You two, are you beneath giving me your names? Are you mere servants? No, I'm not. My name's Merrick. He goes, you take another step towards these, or any of your dead buddies take a step towards these guys, I'll split you from your temple to your asshole.
He's kind of angry.
She just kind of looks bemused. My name is Einar. He goes, that is all you need to know. Adventurers, I assume.
Yep.
She takes her staff and she puts it down on the ground. She goes. The skeletons start walking away from her. She begins to walk towards you. She goes, my name is Elenthri. She offers her hand.
I shake it.
She shakes it back. As she does that, you can notice her left arm is completely black and withered, like almost skeletal, until it disappears up her robe.
Is that kind of like what happened with the tree?
It looks like it might be, yeah. She shakes your hand with the right hand. She says, you haven't opened fire directly against me. I suppose that's the beginning of a good friendship. She smiles. So tell me, adventurers, what were you looking for down here?
A few things.
That's not how friends act, she says, withholding information from one another. We're just beginning this relationship, Gnome. Or, shall I say, Bane of Beholders.
It's actually Beholder's Bane, but semantics. We were looking for...
I don't take too kindly to you with an army of dwarf skeletons. I want you to know that right here, all right? He goes, that's some bullshit. And I'm about ready to rip you open a new one if you don't tell me why you did this shit. She just kind of sighs a little bit, like wearily. She says, your name was what again? Merrick, Magma-born. Only scion of the Magma-born tribe. Well, only scion of the Magma-born tribe, let me explain something to you. These are merely bodies. They're vessels. The souls have long fled them. They're tools, that's all. I raised them again so that they could open doors for me and such. Keep whatever beasties I found down here at bay. Your ancestors, if these were actually your part of your tribe, have long fled the body. They're just as simple to me as your axe or your armor are to you. You have no fear of me disturbing any of their spirits. Looks over
Yeah,
at you, Arion. He goes, is that true? Is that how it
no.
works?
In my, in some cases it might be, but in the way I think, um, it's in a sense, it's almost desecrating the the body, even though the soul is gone.
Yes, there are some primitive cultures that believe it's disrespect. She nods. She goes, in my culture, I can assure you it is not. It is not meant as any sort of disrespect to you or to your ancestors. If you wish it, I suppose I could relinquish my control over them in the interest of friendship. I think that's a good idea. Very well. Takes her staff, has a skull at the top of it, pounds it on the ground once. All the bodies just collapse into a heap of bones. There. Can we be friends again?
I would say yes.
Mr. Beholder's Bane, you were telling me about what you were looking for.
Well, we've come to investigate the lost city of um the lost dwarven city of F-
Farnagik. Yes?
Farnag. And
She goes, oh, that's this way. I've been here. As you can tell, she points over at the bodies.
yeah, and we're also looking for well, magic items of power to
She
assist us
smirks a little bit. Now we're
on
getting somewhere.
on an adventure.
I'm actually looking for the same.
Oh, well,
Perhaps we
maybe we
could
can
join forces.
help each other out. Yeah.
In the interest of helping my new friends and associates, she says. Clearly you've come from this direction underneath the river. She goes, if you were to walk up that way and take to your left, she goes, nothing but death awaits you.
What was that?
She says, if you continue underneath the river where you came from and turn to the left, following the face of Moradin, nothing but death awaits you
That's where the knolls are.
there. She laughs a little. She goes, you have nothing to fear from those gnolls. You have much more to fear from he who commands them. My
Who commands?
former,
Who might that be?
she goes, my former teacher.
The
That's
former
why
team.
I'm here.
Ah, are you guys gonna fight?
No, because I don't intend to be like these ones. She points at the bones on the ground. She goes, I have no desire to die. He's there searching for some sort of magic items himself. They're water-based, I suppose. That's it's his trade, you see. He plies water-based magics. An elementalist, he calls himself.
Ah, we're looking for those too.
Oh, you do?
Yep, that's what we're looking for.
Oh, you don't want to go in that direction. Not while he's there. He's there with 3 of his friends, all of them elementalists. One's a fire mage, another is an earth mage, another is a air mage.
Hmm.
She
Well,
looks at you. Know you something of them?
well, the fire mage.
If it's the same one, I've got a beef.
Yeah, we have some beef with the fire dude.
She nods. Goes, I can understand that. I know knowing something of him. Tell me, where does your quarrel stem from?
Oh, yeah.
Um, what I know is I was trying to help a blind lady, and if it's the same person, I don't know if it is or not, but if it's the same person, unprovoked threw a fireball on her house, and nearly killed her.
That's Master Shinden. She nods. Yes, he was bragging of his victory.
Victory against a helpless lady.
He got what he came for. I suppose that was victory in of itself, wasn't it, after a fashion?
What did he come for?
Apparently there was some sort of book or a scroll that was buried underneath the property. He says that most people are of the opinion that there's a gold mine there, which is true. She goes, but the one who actually found it, who dug underneath it, was a magi of some accomplishment. He found something there, some piece of information that Master Shinden wanted. He's got it.
Okay.
You have an advantage, though, Mr. Arion, was it?
Arian Marquesas.
Mr. Marquesas. He believes that you're dead.
That's
So you
a
have
good
some
thing.
advantage. Yes, my association with them is no more. They wished me at their side because I was studying with my master in particular, and they wished me to join their association because I represent an element that they do not yet possess. That would be
Wind?
death.
Oh, okay.
And I saw what they were attempting to do, and I want no part of it.
What are they attempting to do?
I have a question as a cleric.
Mhm.
Do I have any kind of inclination of what her possible alignment might be?
Not really. You've seen.
You
Well,
know
it's
what?
probably all you can say is it's probably not good. She's probably evil or neutral.
Well, I mean, I'm neutral good, but I mean, I'm not like a paladin would feel revulsion
No,
towards say, chaotic
she's
evil.
giving you the impression of lawful creepy is what she's
Okay.
giving you more than anything.
Right.
And she says that you asked her Brixton what they're up to. She looks over at your goods. She says, as the greatest illusionist that ever walked the face of the earth, perhaps you don't know too much about arcane magics. Yes? No, that can't be. She looks over at your spell component case, points towards it. Clearly you do know how to apply more than illusion magics. There's something more to you than meets the eye, isn't there, Mr. Beholder's Bane?
Or it just looks like that.
Perhaps. But you're very good at getting people to believe what they want to believe, so I'll form my own conclusions if you don't mind. In any case, know you anything of a soul forge?
I've not much. I've heard.
She nods. For your edification, for the rest of you that do not know anything of arcane magics, there is an item called a soul forge. What it is it's as it sounds. It harnesses, much like a forge does, the power of fire. It harnesses the souls of the dead to empower magical items. That is what they wanted me there for, is to aid them in sussing out the proper necromantic rituals in order to harness the soul forge properly. They're going to try and use the souls of the bodies lost here and in the human city to empower magical items. I find that to be desecration of the dead. She looks over at you, Arion. Regardless of your opinion of what my faith might be, there are bridges and rivers that I will not cross. She pulls out from her robe a pendant. It is of a skull surrounded by a ruby fireball. Do you know
Do
what
I
this
recognize
is?
it? Do I recognize it?
Make me a 20. Brixton, you too.
I was
2.
Okay?
20.
Okay. Both of you recognize as the holy symbol of Wee Jas, a Sul goddess of the dead and magic.
That's what I thought.
She says, my mistress would never allow such a thing to happen. And despite the fact that I learned much at the heels of the four of them, there is a line that I will not cross, and that is it. So they turned me out of their group, tried to kill me. I was fortunate enough to escape with my life. She holds up her arm, or most of it.
Do they know you're here?
No. They know that they hit me with the wand of vitrification, but I don't
A
think
wand
that
of
they
what,
know
sorry?
that I survived. This, she pulls up her sleeve, and you can see her entire arm is turned into volcanic glass, like a skeleton of volcanic glass. That is the result of a wand of vitrification,
So
created
basically,
by their earth mage.
So they basically trapped her or did that entrance over there.
Yes, they found it themselves. They decided that the best way to remove it from play would be to make it impossible to pass. Apparently, you found a way to circumvent it.
Yeah, I was
Perhaps
gonna
there
say they're
is
not,
something to you about being the greatest illusionist ever to walk the earth.
they're not really smart wizards.
She shrugs her shoulders. She says, "Smart enough to destroy an old woman's home and to almost kill one of your number, I see."
Yeah,
I
but
wouldn't
not
say smart. I would say
realistic.
arrogant. They feel that they are firmly more powerful than anything else in the area.
Do you know?
They
By
have
the,
they have a very legitimate claim to that.
do you know what if any of them or what some of their possible weaknesses might be?
All of them are weak against another element, their opposite element. All of them are weak against their opposite element. For example, the fire mage is weak to water. The water mage is weak to fire. I thought to perhaps try and turn them against one another, but I didn't have time, unfortunately. Hey, pal, you feel the Wolverine paw at your leg, Brixton.
Yeah,
You think she's got any food on her?
my fine furred friend here has a question for you.
Oh, he does. Can he speak?
To me. Well, he can speak, just not everybody can hear.
Well then, what is his question?
He wants to know if you have food on you.
I might have something. She reaches into her backpack, kind of comes around. She says, ever since my arm became useless, you'll have to forgive me. Turns the backpack around, digs in there for a second, and pulls out a handful of jerky. Oh, that's the stuff. Tosses it on the ground. There. Now maybe we can be friends, too.
Thank
Which
you.
one of you, the Wolverine belongs to you, then? Hmm?
He is my companion. Yes.
Ah,
Um,
I see. Mr.
I am.
Marquesas, I assume then that perhaps you are the greatest beastmaster ever to walk the earth? She looks
No,
over at Brixton, look back at you.
I don't have that ego.
Good, I like you already.
I wouldn't say
Listen, this is all great, this is all fine and dandy, okay? But, really you're kind of slowing us down, lady. Could you tell us where we can find these magic items or not? Well, I was hoping that since we were all friends, we could lead each other to them together. If you trust me enough to do so.
I have no problem with that.
She looks over at you, and you, Beholder's Bane?
none.
I
No, I'm,
do. She's really creepy, Brixton. I don't like the way she looks at you.
how does she look at me?
I don't know, like creepy. And she's got like a skeleton arm.
Well, I mean, she got
There were a bunch
attacked.
of skeletons that just tried to kill us the other day, remember?
Zombies.
Well, yeah, but you could see their bones. Aren't they the same thing?
Ish. Kind of.
Well, she's creepy. I don't like her.
Okay. We're not gonna.
Einar looks over at you two, Ariane and Brixton. I have no trouble traveling with her if she can help us accomplish our goals.
And yeah, I have no problem with it. I mean, nobody's done anything bad to to warrant anything otherwise.
I got my eye on you, lady. One wrong move, and I'm splitting you in two. You got it? I have been duly warned.
I asked her if there's anything left in the forge.
If there's anything, what?
Left in the forge, right? Because they were.
Oh, I haven't penetrated it too deeply yet.
What else is in this room? Do I notice? Or...
You walk into the room. Actually, the room itself.
Oh, I thought we were in a room.
No, she's just like in front of the door there.
Mm.
She's met you in the hallway, sort of.
Yeah.
Please come.
Okay.
You can see what I've seen. She walks a little deeper into the room. The whole room is a block about 50 by 50. It's 30 high. There's nothing in it at all except for two doors. Both of them are made out of iron. They're set in the walls. She says, I was trying to decide which one of them I wanted my friends to open when you came upon me.
Oh.
What do you think? What do you perceive might be behind either one?
Well, I'm sure the forge is somewhere behind either one of them. I vaguely smell smoke everywhere here, but I can't tell where it's coming from. I got one up on her. You hear Brixton say. I could tell her. Hey, wait a second. You think our buddy over here will have a problem if I gnaw on some of these bones? They look pretty good.
I don't think she will, but can you tell us where the smoke is coming from first?
Yeah, it's coming. Oh, the magic's coming from this way.
That way?
Yeah, this way.
Smell the other way.
Well, no, it's coming from this way. He points over at the door, one of the iron doors.
Do you smell anything under the other door?
Nah, it smells dusty.
Dusty.
Yeah, dusty. Makes my nose twitch.
Okay.
I'm going to have one of these bones.
Yeah.
He goes down and starts on the bones. Merrick just gives him a withering gaze, looks over at you, Ariane.
I can't control him that well.
Rolls his eyes. She seems bemused a bit. Elin3 does. In any case, I haven't figured out which one to go through yet. I was having my skeletons detect traps in the way that only they can before you came.
I asked Merrick if dwarves usually kept their armory and forge separate.
Oh yeah, for sure. He goes, tell you the truth, he goes, the living space isn't even going to be with the forge. He goes, we spread things out all over the place. So if we're ever attacked from below, he goes, there's you have escape options.
Got it. Would the armory be close to the forge?
Most dwarven citadels, yeah. It'll be close, but there'll be something between the two for sure.
Okay, I'm going to check the dusty door for traps.
Okay, you start detecting. As you're looking for it, you're detecting for traps. Ariane, what are you going to do? Tobias snaps one of the bones in half. Oh man, there's not even marrow in here.
Oh.
These things are old as hell. You hear him say, Brixton?
I'm just keep an eye over and look through the door or through the doorway just to.
Okay, you're guarding the door. And Elin3 standing there in the middle of the room watching you begin to check for traps. Suddy looks at you, Brixton. What should I do?
Check the other door.
Okay, I'm on it. And as she checks for the other doors, this is where we're going to end our session for the evening. Gentlemen, well done for the evening. You guys have found out a lot about the area. You've learned more about the where you're at. You found out you're in a very dangerous place. Ariane, you got a lead on your nemesis. You may have found a new friend, depending on how things go. And you learned a lot more about lore. And Arion, you found out through by proxy a lot more about your animal companion through Brixton. You found out a little bit more about what makes him tick. Everybody that's been watching us out there in Twitch land, thank you for tuning in for the evening. I appreciate it. We're going to sign off for the evening for David and Matthew, and I'm going to have these guys on the line for just a little bit longer so we can actually do some bookkeeping. Stay tuned for us on Monday. You're going to have Castle Talk, and I'm going to have a very special guest coming up on Monday or next Monday, the 25th, that you're not going to want to miss. It's a big deal. And if you guys want to catch up with me, I'm going to be appearing on the Legends and Lore show. That's run on the Lord Gasumba channel. I will be talking about Castle Entertainment there with myself and Mike Bridges and with Anna Meyer. So some Greyhawk luminaries speaking on that day. And I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw tonight. Thanks so much, and we'll see you 2 weeks from now.
Good night, guys.